Hello and welcome. In this section, it's very simple. I will just show you how to initiate the projects using Git and Git remote repository. I'll go in detail. If you know how to do that, please before you go, just click that like button so my video won't get punished harshly with the YouTube algorithm. Okay, thank you so much. Enjoy. Okay, let's start by starting our local web server, which I'm using Laravel. I installed MariaDB and Nginx. Okay, let's just launch the terminal from here because it's since this is a bundle, you have access to Composer and everything else that you will need through Commander, which comes shipped with Laravel if you download the full version, that is. Also, you need to go to Laravel websites and make sure to be familiar with documentation, especially documentation. There are other things that you can read, like the packages that come with. They don't come with Laravel, but they actually are supported by default. They are Laravel packages. You can choose the version of documentation that you want to work with. Be using Laravel 7, so I'll be working with Laravel 7. So you can see you can install Laravel via Composer globally, and then you can just use a shorthand for Laravel new projects or blog, whatever. But I'll be using Composer. I'll just use Composer since it's an essential thing. You can just copy this link right here, and then don't have to copy blog, but you can name it. You can name your project where you want. So I don't copy blog. I just copy this text that you're looking at, and then put like a space bar, and then you can name it, or just a dot if you want it right in this directory. I need to create a new directory in the www path. So the name of this project is gonna be acronym for Backend Udemy Clone Projects using Laravel. It's BUCPUL or Backpal, whatever you want to call it. Okay, the installation is gonna take a long time. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just speed up here or just cut and come back later when the installation is. Okay, the installation is finished. Let's open it with Visual Studio. Just type code and then the name of the folder and it will open it. Or cd into directory and type code period and it will open it. So as you can see, this is an empty, fresh Laravel install. It has nothing in it. So you can access the root directory from here if you want, and you can see I have only one project, and that's what I'll be working with in this class. So what I need to create now is just a new folder. I'm gonna call it notes. So what I do, I copy my notes there, and I use them to speed up the recording. I don't need to type everything. Basically, I just copy what I need to do, and then this is what I need to do. So you don't have to watch me type in every single line. Maybe I'll do some typing, but I'm not gonna do a lot of typing. Okay. So as you can see, I created a folder called Notes, and I already have some notes. I'll copy them here. So to be part of the commit, which means like each commit will have its own, as you can see I have section 00. If you watch my previous videos, you will see what they were about. And now we are in section 1, which basically the other ones they just tell you about software, etc. Please look at description so you can see the other videos, so to have like a full understanding of what's going on here. I was brainstorming a lot. What I need to do is gonna be PDF, and I stuck with Markdown, which is really great. You can read it straight from Github or BitBucket, whatever you're using. You can just look at the file, and then it automatically reads for you. And I found it's easier to have a really good document with markdown like it. But each section will have like section 1, this is what we did, this is what files that we have here. As you can see, the first 00, it has a readme file. It just tells you how to get your development. I mean, you can view it on VS Code as well. It's doable. That's what I do. I just open it and then open the visual or the output of the markdown. And these are the links and stuff that you will find in the readme file. And then on the section 1 or 01, it also has a readme file which tells you how to install like Laravel. Like installing Laravel, I didn't include the name, so bear in mind. Like you see Composer, Laravel, and then package name. You need to write it your own. And then MySQL also has like a command how to write like as you can see. This is what we did before. You can see that. Well, you know what? Let me just copy it so you can see. You can add it there for you. So that way you don't be confused or something like that. Just to avoid confusion. I don't know. I think probably I just use app name. It's probably more clear this way. So. Like this one, see DB name. See, like in MySQL, you can run it from any terminal. Of course, if you have a password, you can write your password after that. But I don't have a password. I don't need the -p here. But most people will have a password. So, okay, and you can see here is the file. There's the README file for this section. Installing Laravel, creating a database. If you don't have a password, don't worry about it, just erase the P. All you need to do is change DB name to database name that you really want. So you can just copy this line right here and then go to terminal and just clear the screen, and then I'll just change the DB name to my preferred name for this project, or whatever name that you want to use. I'll just keep things simple and just use the same name for the project, same name for the database. So later on there won't be any confusion. I will just erase the P because I don't have a password. So, and this is a test local environment. So. And this way you don't have to open any GUI to go to create like a database or something. You can just run it from terminal. And if you want to open the GUI and write it manually or create it manually, you can do that. Here's Heidi SQL. You can use phpMyAdmin if you're familiar with it, or any other GUI if you're comfortable using. Okay, now we can just update the .env file. .env file. This was not created when you install the project. Make sure to create it, or just copy the .env.example to .env or .env. I don't know, if you're not using like some advanced terminal like Commander or get bash, probably won't be able to rename a file on Windows to .file, because Windows is weird. It thinks that it knows better than you are. So let's just give it an URL. It's gonna be backpol.test, and that's basically the advantage using Laravel. It gives you this .test, like a domain, local virtual domain that you can use. This updated database, just write your database information. As you can see, I have just the name and root without a password. Okay, let's see what next. Okay, version control. You need to go to GitHub, and then we need to create a repo here. And as you can see, I have full name for it, Backend Udemy clone project using Laravel, and then I'll just use the acronym for it. I'll make it private. Sorry about that, but I don't want people going on and just repeat the project before it's really finished. But when you'll be watching this project, I might be put it public, and I will have the projects fully on GitHub, so you can create a front end for it. You can contribute, make the project really awesome, and that would be great. You can create pull requests and stuff. We'll make this project really good. As I spent like months and months of working on it. I know it's taken me a long time, but because I didn't have time to spend like 8 hours straight working on the project. So I devoted many weekends for it. Okay, back to the project. I don't think this section I will have a lot on it. You can just see the to your directory installed, and then we need to initiate the Git repository. So we initiate the projects, and then as you can see, everything's shown green. Now we need to add them. There's some terminology, you staging, and then you can make it. And you can read a lot about Git and Git version control. You can read about it. So I'm not going to be using a lot of jargons and stuff. I'll just tell you in English what's I'm doing. Basically, what I'm doing, I'm just adding this everything here. Add and then period. It's add everything in this directory. As you can see now, I'm in the master branch, and then we can commit. So it just basically see get commit and then -m, which is a message of the commit. Doesn't mean, it just help you what did you do in this commit. So this is just an initial commit, it's an empty, it has nothing. But I added some notes. So I'm gonna just commit with notes section. I think it's section 01. You made it this far. Thank you for watching. Please consider liking this video right now. Okay, as you can see, this is a fresh install of this system, so I don't even have emails and account information. I probably hide this. I won't show it to you. Tell you how to initiate and how to add a remote repo and stuff. It's pretty good to have on a file as a reference. So now we can just see git add origin, and then the address of the remote repository. You can go back to GitHub to copy it if you don't know what it is. So just git remote add origin, and then go back to, and then you can download, you can actually look at the link. You see, this is the full link. It's gonna be your username / the repo name, always, as of this recording. So as you can see, this is the link, and then now we have added this remote. Again, you need to have the keys, or it's going to ask you for a login and password, and enter that as well. You can do that. You can git push -u origin master. So this is a fresh install with nodes only. Okay, now if we go back to GitHub and give it a refresh, we should see all the goodies are here. You can see all the files, and of course I didn't change readme or something. I just pushed the whole repo with, this is a Laravel default readme file, so I didn't change anything except from adding the notes. So you can see the notes folder right there. Well, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.